Wait. No. Good. Wait. Good girl. Good. Okay. Let's go. Good. Yes. So here I'm rewarding her when she looks up at me and is walking next to me and not pulling. Let's go. Good. Yes, good girl. And so there I turn and she goes with me. So I'm going to reward her for that as well because I can see that she's paying attention. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Yes. Good girl. And then when you're walking her, at this age, if you allow her to kind of explore a little bit, what you're gonna do is you're simply gonna say, okay, free, and then she's allowed to leave your side. Callie, okay, free. So like now if she wants to check over here, she can. Good girl. But then if you wanna start walking again, you're just simply gonna tell her, let's go. Callie, let's go. Good girl, yes. And then start walking and she should be next to you. Good job. Yes. Girl. And then when you stop, so if you're going across the street or you stop to get the mail, you're simply gonna stop and tell her, wait. No, let's go. Good. Wait. Yes, good girl. And then she should wait and stop with you. So like there, she was trying to eat rocks, so I told her to leave it, and I just gave her just a quick, short little leash pop upward. Leave it. Good. To get her to leave it alone. And then once she leaves it alone, whatever it is, whether it's rocks, whether it's bark, whether it's, you know, whatever it is she's interested in, make sure that you tell her yes, and then reward her for disengaging from that. Let's go. Good girl. Wait. Yes, good girl. And then here when she stops and waits with me, she's sitting, so I'm rewarding that behavior because I'd like her to be in a more stable position than trying to continue moving forward. And if she's standing, she might be tempted to move forward and push the boundary a little bit, versus if she sits, she's in one solid spot. Yes, good girl. Good. Let's go. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Wait. Yes, good girl. That was super. Nice job. Good girl. Okay, free. Let's go. Good. Callie, wait. Good. So at doorways, when you tell her to wait, she should stay behind the threshold. So here, the threshold is between these two white posts. Wait. So even if I walk through, no. Wait. Good. No. Wait. Good girl. Good. Yes. So there I rewarded her when she sat, but you saw how she was trying to come through. So what I did was I used leash pressure to get her back, and I also stepped in towards her to use spatial pressure in my body to get her to physically back up behind this. And then once she's sitting there and she is not trying to come through, then I'm gonna release her. And what you'll say is you'll just simply say, okay, free, and then she's allowed to go through the gate. Callie, nope, good, okay, free. And now she can come through. Good job. Callie, place. Yes, good girl. So remember, you want to mark and reward for place when she gets all 4 feet on. And you can reward her for staying on there as well. At this age, it's not realistic to expect her to stay on the place bed for several hours at a time. So you want to just make sure that you're working your way up to that. You can tether her to a piece of furniture if you are in the room with her, so that if she does go to get off, she will correct herself and get right back on. And that's going to teach her to also stay and settle. But again, you want to make sure that you're in the room with her if you're doing that, so that that way, if she gets tangled in something, you're there to see it and kind of help her as well. And then when you're ready to release her, you'll simply just come over and you'll tap her on the head and say, okay, free, okay, free. And now she's allowed to get off. And if she doesn't want to get off when you go to release her, you can use the leash, or you can grab her if she has a collar on by the collar and kind of encourage her off. Free. Good. So that way she knows like that she is actually free to come off the bed. Sometimes dogs really like to stay on the place bed, so we want to make sure that they understand that when you free them, like that's their opportunity to get off. Callie, place. Good girl, yes. And when she gets on there, she doesn't have to lay down immediately. She doesn't have to sit immediately. The biggest thing is we want all 4 feet on there, and we want to make sure that she's calm. She's allowed to have a toy on there. She's allowed to have a chew on there. You just want to make sure that it's a place of calmness. So if she's on there, you don't want to be coming over and trying to get her riled up and excited. That's a place for relaxation. Good. And then same thing too, when you go to release her, you want to make sure that she's calm and she's not being whiny or pushy of trying to get off before you release her. So, okay, free. Free. Yeah, good girl. Super. Good. That's nice. Good girl. Callie. Okay, free. Good. So when you want her to go into the crate, or you want her to go into the X pen, you'll want to make sure that the door is open, and then what you'll do is you'll point to it and you'll tell her kennel. And you can say her name first to get her attention if she's focused somewhere else. Callie, kennel. And if she doesn't want to go in right away, so if she's looking for treats in my hand, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use leash pressure straight in. Kennel. Yes, good girl. And as soon as she starts to go in, I'm going to release that pressure. I'm going to tell her yes, and then I'm going to give her a treat while she's in there. Good. And then when you go to release her from either the crate or the X pen, you'll tell her wait when you open the door. She shouldn't be trying to push out through you. She should have some impulse control here. Callie, wait. Good. So I'm going to reward her again for staying. Okay, free. Okay, free. And then the release word to come out is okay, free. Callie, kennel. Yes, good girl. So there, she didn't need any help. She went right in. Good. Callie, okay, free. Nice. So another thing that you can do as well if you don't have the leash on her is you can lure her in, like into the crate with a treat. So Callie, come here. Kennel. So I'm just going to toss a treat all the way to the back of the crate so she gets rewarded when she goes in. Another thing you can do as well, like if you're going to be bringing her in from the yard or something, is you can preload the crate with treats. Callie, okay, free. Good. So I'm just going to toss one over there to distract her. And then I'm just going to toss another one in the back. Callie, kennel. No. Callie, kennel. Yes, good girl. So she didn't see it, that it's in the back there. So I'm going to reward her here for that. But if I close this, then when she turns around and she goes to the back of the crate, she's going to get that reward for being in there. Callie, sit. Yes, good. Okay. Callie, sit. Yes, good girl. So there where I'm saying yes and she's getting up, that's okay, because yes means the behavior is over in this situation. But if I want her to stay sitting, what I'm going to tell her is I'm going to tell her good instead of yes. Good means continue doing what you're doing. Callie, okay. Sit. Good. Good girl. Okay. And then I'll just tell her, okay, and that means that she's allowed to get up. Girl, Callie, sit. No, Callie, sit. And if she doesn't want to sit, I'm just going to pull straight up with leash pressure. And then as soon as her butt hits the ground, I release that. Good. Yes. That's a good girl. Okay. So she's still working on down, and she doesn't quite have it on a verbal yet. So here's a couple of ways that you can help kind of progress that. So one is if she offers it, you want to make sure that you reward it. So yes, good girl. So I'm going to give her a couple treats there for that because that was nice. Okay, free. Okay, Callie, good. So another thing that you can do is you can say down, and then you can bend over towards her and kind of use some of that spatial pressure to get her down. Callie, down. Nope, down. Yes, good girl. Get it. Callie, down. Yes, good girl. So again, when I say yes, at this stage, she's allowed to get up. Callie, down. Good. So there I said good, so she needs to stay. Nope. Callie, down. Good. I'm gonna reward right there, and then okay. So for recall, you'll want to make sure that you say her name first, and then you'll say the command come, and you want to get really excited when she comes to you. Callie, come. Yes, good girl. So as soon as she looks at me and starts coming to me, I'm going to mark with that yes, and I'm going to encourage her to come. Good. And then once she comes, you want to reward her for staying with you as well, so she shouldn't come, get the treat, and then immediately take off. So I'm going to give her another one for staying. Good girl. Okay, free. And then okay, free means now you're allowed to leave. Callie, come. Yes, good girl. Good. Good. Okay, free. So in this, you'll want to do with a long line for a while, just good girl. Because she's still a puppy, so that way if she tries to continue moving away from you, you have the leash that you can grab and use that leash pressure to get her back to you, but then she can't rehearse the game of, oh, I'm gonna go run away and play keep away. Okay, free. Good girl. And if she's offering to come to you as well, you can reward her for that, especially at this age, because we'd much rather her offer and want to come and be with us than not. So, good girl. Okay, free. Callie, come. No. Callie, come. Yes, good girl. So there, I called her. She did not come. So then I said no. And then I tightened that leash up. No. Callie, come. Yes. Tighten that leash up and use some of that leash pressure to get her to turn around towards me. And then releasing that leash pressure once she's committed. Good girl. Okay, free.